guys today. I hope that you're doing well. Joe has a personal day today. He's got some stuff going on, and I told him to take whatever time he needs. That's it's the right thing to do. I like hanging out with him. I like hanging out with you guys, but sometimes life happens. So it's another Thursday morning with Adam solo. I hope you guys are doing well. We got a big crowd in here today. This is all right. How about that? Right out of the gate, you early birds. I like that. Sammy, Troy, what's up? Thomas Aaron, how are you, man? Chase Down Reptiles. I'm not sure if I recognize you. Thanks for being here. I hope you stick around. Well, Troy, I'll have you know, you're bragging about 70 and 80. We cracked 40 yesterday. I was outside in a t-shirt, scraping ice. It was fantastic, man. Heart of the Python. What's going on today? I got a little promo about a little topic about Heart of the Python too today. So stick around. I hope that you're doing well. Kate or Bill. I'm guessing it's Kate, but I'm not sure. It could be both. Let's see. Mission. What's going on, man? It's good to see you. Aaron, how are you? Chris, hope you're doing your AI homework. I'll tell you guys about that in a minute. Thanks for the kind words, Chris. I appreciate it. Caffeinated Lizard, thanks for coming back, hanging out. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Full screen broadcast. It should, as far as I know. Hang on, let's check that. Should be both. Lay it now. Well, I don't know. You might be on your own on the vertical then. I'm not sure. Oh, the shirt. I'm glad you bring it up. That's Big Rig Exotics. That's Scott Feltner over in Wisconsin. A little secret. Some mornings I do I do the show in pajama pants. I'm really glad I had pants on. I mean, I'm glad I had any pants on, but I do always have pants on, but I'm glad I had jeans and not pajamas. Okay, good. You found it. All right. That's what I like to see. There we go. Dickie Foster, what's going on? Chris Blocker. Yeah, man. All right, guys. Thank you all for hanging out. Did we get everybody? Oh, Pico Pythons. What's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. It's nice to see you. Welcome back. And there we go. I think we got everybody rolling. There we go. Happy New Year. I hope everybody's holiday was good. I hope you got through it. How's the doldrums of the week? Like the first week back sucks, right? Or is it really good? Are you like finally a structure and taking it easy on the booze and the family? You don't have to have either of those things in huge quantities anymore. Are you feeling all right that way? That's kind of how it's been feeling for me. It's like just like a nice exhale. I can't believe it. I got everything done chores wise in the shop yesterday for the week that I need to. So I'm actually going to take an office day today and do my tax, get my finances final, close the books on 2025 is what today will be. So look, if I'm going solo today, I need you guys to hang out in the chat, help me out here. I'll give you a little food for thought, and then we'll dive in on it. I have a pretty funny one thing to get to here in just a second. So food for thought. I heard a pitch from I don't know, some sort of marketing influencer or something. And you know how things fill your stream when regardless of what you ask for. But anyway, this one actually kind of hit and I liked it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really, really good angle and something that I've kind of taken to heart. I always sort of have, but I never really quite put it in these words. So I thought it was a really good angle. The guy says, find people that you look up to and certainly respect them. And like, if you're inspired by them and all that, definitely try and do what they do or emulate them. But carve out a really good space of focus for what the best people are not doing or what they do poorly. So like the hook was like, what do the best people do poorly? And I don't necessarily, I think it's more of like what they're not doing versus what they do poorly, but sure. Okay. It's more catchy if you say what they're not or what they're doing poorly. And then focus on that lane. And that can be like what you get known for. So instead of trying to create the next greatest Pompeii, what does Justin not do? Not that he does something poorly, but what does he not do that would leave a great lane for you? Or from a service standpoint, or from a hustle, how are you going to hustle harder standpoint? So think about that. I got some ideas that kind of got me going this morning. Actually, it wasn't this morning that I wrote the show, but when I was writing the show, that kind of got me going. So we'll return to that in just a second. So Joe and I always do a segment. By the way, if you haven't seen the show before, normally I have a co-host with me. His name is Joe. He does not breed reptiles. He is an entrepreneur. He's a good friend of a decade and a half. And he's got a lot of questions about what I do. And that was the whole genesis of the show. And then it evolved into kind of business, life, just figuring it all out, entrepreneur focused discussions. So if you're into that stuff and you're curious about ball pythons, or really into ball pythons or the reptile industry, I hope you hang out. That's what the show's about. Each segment we start off with a one thing. So my one thing this week, guys, I need a little safe space here. Okay. I go to Walgreens by the way, I detest Walgreens, but anyway, I had to go in there because I needed a hole puncher and I forgot when I was at Target to grab it. So Walgreens on my way, I'm like, they'll have it. I stop in. I go into Walgreens and I actually had an overall good experience. Normally I don't like Walgreens at all, but the lady helped me. Oh yeah, we do have a hole puncher. Look at that. Grab the hole puncher. I go to checkout and we're in a town with 2 colleges. So there's this college girl behind the register and she's a pretty attractive girl. And I'm just saying that, she says, "Hey, that's a cool hat." I got my Irish pub hat called a scally cap usually, but anyway, I got my scally cap on, and I'm like, "Hell yeah, that's a nice hat. I got some style." I didn't say that out loud, but to myself. And I said, "Oh, I'm glad you like it. It's practical. It's a wool hat in the wintertime, but it's got a little style." She's like, "Yeah, I got one for Christmas." And I'm like, "Oh, sweet. I bet it's cool." She's like, "Yeah, I think it's real cool." And so she's ringing out my hole puncher, and I go to pay with the credit card, and she goes, "Oh, wait, hang on just a second. Wait. I said, "Okay, what's wrong?" She goes, "I didn't put your senior discount on there." just right, bam, right across the chin, right down to earth, man. I'm 45, by the way. I have 5 more weeks of being 45 until then. I'll only be 46. Yeah. Ouch is right. Oh, just right down to earth. I'm glad I saved my 30 cents on the hole puncher. I would have been happy to pay it to not hear that. Got a little Husbandry.pro mug. If you're not using Husbandry.pro, you should go check it out. Use a promo code PRoyals60 for Husbandry.pro. I manage all the ball pythons, feeding, organization, all the unique numbers, product numbers, labels, feeding, breeding, multi-generational analysis, and it powers Proper Royals Live, which you should check out as well. Yeah, didn't get carded for alcohol. I did go through that. That was a hump. I felt like this speed bump was a little ahead of schedule, just a little bit. Yeah, exactly. That's what I felt. I was like, okay, you have a great day, you young whippersnapper. So there we go. That's what brought me down to earth. So I got thinking about where these gaps are of what people don't offer or what they don't do. And that gives you a really great lane. And I actually, like I said, I've never quite put it into words. If you're just tuning in, I asked everybody to think a little bit about what are people that you look up to either don't do or don't do well. And then that'll give you a lane where you can make your own name. I think I've told this story before, but when I first started in restaurants, I was hired as a dishwasher, and generally in a restaurant, when they start to make cuts, like, and you get your hours based on how busy it is generally, rather than just like a scheduled shift. Like if it's slow, you get cut and you go home because it's a part-time gig, and that's just how the industry works. It's not, anyway, that's a whole different discussion of whether that's appropriate or not, but it is the way. So I remember I would get cut first because I was the new kid and I didn't have many skills. I just washed dishes. Anybody could wash dishes. So, I hear over, my first little period of time there, that nobody likes cutting the onions. And every day it's, who's going to cut the onions? And the batches were in 50 pounds batches. We had to make these onion straw things, so you got to make a ton of onions. And I remember, like, my boss was coming. I was like, he's going to cut me. I'm going to lose my hours are done. I'm going to go home. And instead of waiting for him to get to me, I walked over to him and I said, "Hey, I got some downtime. Do you want me to get on the onions?" And he was like, "Yeah, why don't you do the onions?" So 50 pounds of onions will take you an hour, hour and a half to cut. And so I started doing the onions, and I'm not thinking, why I'm telling you all this is that was like my first example of like, what do other people either not want to do or don't do well? There's a lane for me. And that was my first foray into becoming a prep cook. So then I was a dishwasher and then a prep cook. And, and then it turned out, Adam will do onions. Maybe he'll scrub some floors or whatever. And I would start getting, hours, and then I put it together. Not only was I the youngest and like least skilled in the kitchen, I was also the least expensive. So if I would do the other stuff, it was worth them keeping me if they were looking to save money, and cutting the more expensive guys that were complaining that they didn't, that there was stuff that they wouldn't do. So, having to get the glasses. There you go. So that was the kind of my first foray into like what lanes are there that people aren't doing or aren't good at these days with Proper Royals. One of the things that I'm working on. So I've said I want 2026 to be the year of like doing what I do. I don't want to buy another facility. I don't even want to buy any equipment this year. I God forbid it all, hope, Lord willing, it doesn't crash, nothing fails. I don't have to buy any equipment. I know we're only 8 days into this year. It's a little ambitious, but that's the goal. So it's like refining the stuff that I have, figuring out the efficient models to do things in the best way possible, but also like building my brand, doing stuff that people aren't doing. And I think one of them is really refining the website, but getting it activated in Google. We have really, really, really great nationwide, national selling tools, right? We have Morph Market. We got Palm Street that's bringing the content to you guys ad free today. There's a seller link down below if you guys want to start selling on Palm Street. We have Morph Market. We got Palm Street. We have resources from Husbandry.pro, reptile ads, TikTok, Instagram, all these places where we can put our snakes out into the ether. I'm right on the outskirts of a massive metro area, like 3 to 4 million people, depending on what you define as the Minneapolis metro area. And there's nobody doing Minnesota-based ball pythons. What if every person in Minnesota or Minneapolis that had their location turned on, which we all end up having it turned on if you use Google Maps or GPS or whatever. So if Google knows where they're at and knows that they're looking for ball pythons or anything ball python related, how come Proper Royals isn't the very first thing that pops up? It's up there, but it's not the very first. And the ones that are up top, they're just like Facebook pages that are the oldest. Like, it's not an active pursuit. So that was like my aha of like, wait a minute, I have a massive market right here. Everybody is running for the flex on Morph Market or the Flex on Instagram or figuring out Palm Street, I got people in the backyard in a very cold environment that could just drive to me. Just come see it. I just have them. Just come buy them. So that was like my big, like, aha, like what aren't people doing that I could do better or make a lane at? And so I've been and then I like to learn new things and take on new things and not get too comfortable. And that I wish sometimes I was better at just being comfortable, but I'm not. So I've sat down with my good SEO manager buddy in Chat GPT and said, all right, time to teach me how to manage a website in a WordPress website, which I don't know anything about. And again, Husbandry.pro powers mine. So I can send a note to the developer, but every time I want to tweak or test a keyword, I don't want to have to email the developers. Like part of my secret sauce is being very low maintenance. People tend to keep you around longer if you could be low maintenance, So I've been working on that. And then I got to a point where where ChatGPT said, hey, you're done. You don't do anything more for a month. You have to let Google do its thing. You have to let Google crawl. You have to let it cook this stuff up and test and find out who's clicking and who's not and all of that. And I'm like, a month? Like nothing in our world takes a month anymore. Like it's crazy. So I have to sit back and let it go. And the funny part is if you go there, it's going to look exactly the same. But there's strategic keywords or strategic descriptions. There's new blog posts. There are links in the website in various places that lead you back to the sales page. So, well, okay. Yeah, hang on a second. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and head out of here with this guy. Have a good day. Okay. Let's try this again. Yeah. Oh, look at this. We're in the algorithm this morning, huh? This is fun. All right. What do we get here? Only 2. Yeah. Speaking of people that don't put effort in, if you're gonna bomb the show with inappropriate stuff, like bring it kind of deal. So, let's see here. Okay. There are more. There's 4 here. Yeah, the waiting is, these, the delays not the delays, but the time that we tell ourselves we have to wait to see results. We put all these, results in and, we got all the trolls. This is great. Yeah, sorry. I've got to manage trolls this morning while I'm, trying to do a show and I do have things on my mind. All right, let's try this again. We'll get back to the regular scheduled programming. So what are some things that you guys have seen or that you have implemented that you think that people aren't doing? And it doesn't even mean they're not doing well. It means that they haven't focused or made it a purpose of their own to go do. And Heart of the Python, timely comment, because first, Heart of the Python is one of the advertising partners on the show. I hope you'll go check them out. That's Bill and Kate Peevers at Heart of the Python out in Massachusetts. Kate is working Monarch and Puzzle Projects, Bill Monsoon, and then the kids are working Sunset and Clown. They travel across the country. They vend. They work hard. They're also entrepreneurs in their own right. So I like hanging out with these like-minded folks. So go check them out if you would, please. Heart of the Python description, right? Or the link is right down in the description. When I was thinking of this, Heart of the Python has something they call the Heartline. And these are animals that are bred for temperament. So, well, yes, I'm giving a plug and a promo to them. This has really stuck with me. Like when I first heard it, I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. That's pretty good. And the more and more and more that I think about it, this fits right into what we're talking about. Like in a world of who's got the craziest word salad of a snake, in a world where it's this, catch up, what's the biggest, hottest, newest, craziest gene. And look, I work some of these jeans. I like it. I'm susceptible to it. I'm not saying don't get into that. Like that stuff is exciting. I get it. And they do. They're working Monarch, Puzzle, Monsoon, Sunset. Like these are serious heavy hitters. But their Heartline is bred for temperament. It's bred to grow the hobby in the industry. And instead of just saying these are pet grade or they're wholesale, which they aren't. They're putting a lot of quality into it, and they're actually breeding for temperament. These are multi-generational decisions that they're making based on temperament. But instead of just saying like, hey, here's the bargain bin over here, it's, hey, we want to help you get started in this hobby, in this industry. We want you to have the confidence that you're going to do great with your animal. And a lot of the things that you've read that make it difficult, we have focused on to provide you a great, wonderful option and a new pet and a new addition to your home and to your family. That's great. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's putting out I wouldn't say nobody's doing that. Nobody is actively promoting, advertising, putting in years-long thought process, business model, following through, and advertising it in that way. Outside of like specialty pet stores, I think there's some specialty reptile shops that do that. I think that's a great component of the business. It's a missing piece. Like you say, it was a pain point of the industry. But here's also the brilliant thing. If we start people on the good foot, we're all nuts. We'll buy 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 or 50 or 100. And if you could get loyal customers that trust you because you did something that somebody else didn't do, they're going to come back and buy from you. I think it's fantastic. It's illegal to delete people's comments. It's not illegal. It's an option right here, dude. If it's not appropriate for my brand, this is my show. You go start your own show if you want people's comments. It's not illegal to delete comments. If you're inappropriate and not what you're here for, it's not illegal. Get out of here. Sorry, man. Yeah, you could behave or you could leave. That's it. I don't care. All right. This is my first experience. I felt a little liberating, I have to say. Appreciate it. So yeah, so I think that's it's a really great action or activity to think of to mold your planning and mold your business direction as you go forward. And it's like a refreshing opportunity instead of being like, how will I ever be the greatest at, again, whatever the hip thing, what is it? Pompeii right now, or a triple or a quad that's going to take you, a lifetime. Look for something that's not being done or that isn't being done well by people that you really, really look up to, This guy's got like 5 accounts. He's like a pro troll. This is incredible. Yeah, this is, we're in it. I got my senior discount. I'm attracting trolls. Like I have literally banned that commenter like 5 times. He's got tons. This is what he does. This is big stuff. Hey, I guess so. We're attracting it all, man. This is big things today. I'm feeling good about myself. What a day. Who attracts the trolls the best that nobody else does? Adam. Yeah, right. I regret that it's on a day when I'm flying solo, trying to keep an eye on comments and engage the camera, and it's my solo time. So all that being said, check out Heart of the Python. So I thought that those were good thoughts. The other thing that I thought, I play, those of y'all that don't know, I play music professionally. And a lot of times people are like, hey, play something on the show, or just in random settings. And I know I come across as like, I hope I don't come across as like I'm too good to play for somebody. That is not the case whatsoever. It is a case of right setting, right time. This is a different topic here, but this is the idea. I'll get there in just a second. Right setting, right time. So people have even suggested, which is not a bad idea, other than I don't have enough sleep or time in the day, of trying to get a gig during Tinley, which in March is usually St. Patty's Day weekend, which is kind of ironic because I give up one of my biggest paydays in one industry to go get a bigger payday in another industry. And I'm still like, I don't think it's the right fit at the right place. So the easy like Seinfeld reference is that it's like worlds colliding, Costanza joke. But the reality of it is, if you're in the snake world and you see Adam, and we spend a lot of time about my excitement of ball pythons, but we only scrape the surface of my music stuff. And you're like, man, I think Adam's into rock and roll. He talks about punk rock and this and that stuff. And then you come see me play and you're like, this guy just sings like drunken Irish sing-alongs. What is it? What the heck is this? And then you're disappointed. That's no good. On the other hand, if you didn't know I was the guy playing and you didn't have any expectations and you walked into an Irish pub, you might go, this is what this place is about. I guess I'll enjoy it, or I won't enjoy it and I'll leave. And I'm saying that because the right audience that is prepped to receive the right content or the right show or the right entertainment or the right good or the right service, you got to match the good and the service with the audience. And I don't know why I thought of that this week. I keep a list of ideas that I cook up with Joe that we could dive into, and this was one of them. But it hit me this week that finding the right audience at the right time is where real value can come from. And that actually tied into what are, what are some open lanes of what's done really well and what are some lanes that aren't done well. And what that really tied me into thinking was on my website, why not turn the focus of the SEO power of Google, search engine optimization of Google? Why not turn that power to this regional market of Minnesota? Like I say, just in the Twin Cities metro, there's 3 to 4 million people. In all of Minnesota, I don't know, there's probably a couple more million. It actually gets fairly rural pretty quick. But there's Iowa, there's Wisconsin right around, there's Dakotas right around. So why not turn the website to that audience, since, again, we have these national engines that are really, really good. But what about the local people that aren't quite as familiar with those national engines? And even if the local people are on those national engines, they're going to know how to find me locally anyway, and I'll still show up in their search. So that kind of matching the product with the audience became like this aha moment for me this month or this year or lately. But I want to make 2026 the year of ironing things out and getting things as smooth as possible and really leveraging the power of the things that I've built and all the work that I've put in. Obviously the snakes and the customer are at the center of it all, but I feel like those things I do solidly and to the best of my capabilities. We all have different resources. So, I have to work within the lanes and the resources that I have. But I think that some of these other things that I haven't been doing provide real opportunity. If that stuff gets you going, and I'm going to make it free, but it's not quite ready yet. So I put out a new video on Patreon this week called, and it's going to be a whole series, but it's how I use AI in 2026. And I talk about right now I'm talking about what I've done, but I haven't really gotten into, like, there's only so nerdy we can get. Like, I'm not going to take you through keystrokes on live, podcast entertainment. That's it's probably a little too deep dive in the niche. Maybe not, but I think it is. But I did put it on Patreon, and it's the first in that series. But what I specifically did was showed how I built, and I went through every step, the exact prompts, exactly how I do it, the exact steps of how I built an AI marketing assistant. Basically, not somebody, it's not a person, but a bot that specializes in SEO activation, descriptions, keywords, all the things that the machine needs to know about who to promote my content to. The biggest, and I might say only, goal of Meta, Google, TikTok, all these powerful things, even Palm Street, is putting the right audience in front of the right content. That's it. So if you can help the machine do that better, then you're going to get ahead. And that's what this episode of How I Use AI in 2026 was about. That is on Patreon. I'm going to make it free so that anybody can watch it. That's going to be part of just a free access. Full transparency, doesn't do me any good to say it's free, tell you to go check it out, and then you sign up for Patreon and it's the only one there. That doesn't do any good, right? I got to build a few more. So I haven't made it free yet. I haven't gone down the rabbit hole of really promoting that, but it's $7 a month to access the library of all the content. There's up 40, 50 videos up there now of kind of business focused ball python, reptile industry content. So you can check that out if you like, but if you're still hesitant on the pricing, which is okay, give it a little bit of time. I will make that video free, and it does have absolutely usable, actionable content to get you started right away if you're not comfortable using AI, or if you're curious how I use it. So that'll be there. These are great this morning. Everybody's got jokes. So that's kind of what I got going on. I hope that you will check out Cold Blooded Cafe. They are who I get my frozen rodents from. Use the promo code PROPER11. Get yourself get yourself free shipping on orders over $200. Proper11 is the promo code from Cold Blooded Cafe. I'm actually placing my order for this month today. I will have that. What do you guys got going on? Aside from attracting trolls and this being just a fun little place where questionable people hang out, let me know what you got going on. This week coming up is like if I could have drawn up how I want my life to look, other than, selling 99 snakes and getting rich, this week is kind of how I would have drawn it up. I had like 3 long days in the shop, a couple hours in the office each morning. Today will be a full office day that I could bill for, which will be fantastic. I get all my finances done as well, close out 2025. And then tomorrow's Friday. Fantastic. Then Saturday night, I am performing at a Springsteen tribute fundraiser. It's the Northfield Fine Arts Boosters here in town. And I'm excited to do that show. Ball python, the reptile world could be really cliquey, but so can local musical scenes. Like, there's gatekeeping to the max. So I was really happy that I busted through and was able to get in on this show. So I'm going to do a couple Springsteen songs on Saturday night. It's a really cool venue, pro sound stage, pro sound man. It'll be fun to do that. So I'm performing at that. And then it's the playoffs Sunday afternoon. I'm going to be able to just chill on the couch, hang out with the family, relax. It's good. Car wash is a little bit busy because I didn't realize this, a kid from the South, but warm winter days, winter days that get above 25 degrees or so. Those are busy car wash business days. So we're doing that right now. We're having a good time. in the car wash and making some money there. So like I say, if I could have drawn up how life would look for me right now, this little week, this little 7-day stretch is going pretty well. January 25th, I'll be vending down in Des Moines, Iowa at the Cold-Blooded Expos show. Little asterisk there because the show is sold out and I slacked. I think I'll probably figure out how to get a table and get in there, but I do need to get out there and get vending again. So January 25th, January 31st, I'll be in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and vending at the Scaled Up Expos. And then February 8th, February 7th, February 8th, I'll be in Madison, Wisconsin. New market. I'm excited to check out Madison. Wisconsin has a lot of rural areas, and sometimes those shows could be tough. Madison's got some people in it, college town. I like it. Not too. I don't know if they pull anything from Milwaukee or some of the other surrounding areas, but I'm looking forward to checking that one out. That'll be the first time that I do that show. So I will be out on the road. I think that's what I got today. I have a strong belief that if it's not, don't worry about the timing. You got to bring people the content and the entertainment. If the content and the value are done, maybe it's time to move on. So I'm going to wrap up the show today. I will have Joe or a co-host back next week. Like I say, I did tell Joe to make sure to take as much time as he needs. So we'll get back to it soon enough. Again, please go check out Heart of the Python, Cold-Blooded Cafe, and Husbandry Pro. And thank you guys for getting up early, being crazy. Even on the East Coast, it's only 7:08 this morning. Trolls, have fun. Why not? Oh, Chris Blocker says I sold out last week in Janesville. That's a hell of a promo right there. That'll get a vendor's attention, huh? All right. Well, I hope to see you. Let's do a little, let's do some selling. You doing the Madison show? Yeah, that's today. I don't know what happened out there in the old algorithm. They were showing up in force today. They were keeping me busy. It's weird. It's like the little like troll gang. They must like have a little whistle that they blow, and they're like, "Hey, let's go get this guy." Anyway, yeah, we'll 12 snakes, nothing available. Congratulations, man! What a great show that is. All right, now I'm excited. I got to get out to Madison, huh? All right, I'll be in touch with Scaled Up. I'll make sure that I'm on. I've been in touch with them, but I'll make sure that I'm on the docket. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for you have a great day too. Thanks, Chase Down. I hope that you'll hang out, and then I'll see you guys next time. Tuesday night, I got Will Morose on Proper Royals Live. Next Thursday, like say, we'll be back with either Joe or a guest co-host. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend. See ya.